So, today what I'm going to be doing is talking a little bit about how to make progression, and I realized being sick was a terrible time for me to do a video because I didn't explain building all that well. So, what I used down here is I used some foundations, and I used that no clip thing, the variable height, because you can see here a few of the foundations look like a foundation stacked on top of a foundation. And basically it's helping with areas where the ground isn't exactly flat. It kind of makes up for it. But let me turn up my gamma. I'm so sorry. Gamma 4. There we go. Hopefully that's bright enough for you. Let me get this reloaded here. There we go. So, foundations are your basic building blocks for your homes. Now there is something else that you can use to build walls on, and that is a fence foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and look this up. I don't think you get fence foundation until you can make wood, so it's level 11. Let me show you a little bit about how this works. So you could technically make a home with fence foundations. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not going to be a very even home. Roofs aren't going to snap well, so we're going to just go ahead and show you what they are used for. So let's make some fence foundations. Ooh, don't need 30. Let's go with 10. I can just show you a little bit about what they do. I'm gonna make some thatch walls. So let's go walls and thatch no clips. Seems like a good idea. So it takes forever to craft. I should have turned up my crafting speed a bit. We can go ahead and start laying the fence foundations once they're done. I'm just going to take some of this wood out of here so I can actually move. And I'm going to go ahead and start giving myself a few more skill points here and there, because I'm going to be moving kind of fast from here on out. Not that I haven't already been moving fast, but... Alright, so here we go. There we go. So you can use them to sort of wall off an area. You know how my little dodo died to a raptor. If I had had this area fenced off... Can I place a roof on a floor? That's very strange. This area must be protected by something. Well, anyway, we'll show you. Anyway. Let's see. I must have some settings on that are making that a no-build area. You can make a little pen for your dinos using fence foundations. Just line them up. They're tricky to line up. If you hit Q, it will rotate them. These are being uncooperative with me, at best. Getting them to snap is not great. Let's see. Come on, rotate the right way. There, finally. Okay. And they're a little bit tricky to see. I turn ground cover off and my graphics just because... Oh boy, here we go again. So we might just have to do here. Because ground cover is beautiful, but it makes it very hard to see what you're doing. Really? I can't believe I'm getting that error. I have no idea what that's about. We're just gonna go ahead and... So I'm getting that lovely error. This looks kind of terrible at the moment, but for some reason, error. So, we're going to go ahead and take those walls that we crafted, and you would probably need more than 12 for this. And we're going to start walling off our area a bit. So that's not great. There should definitely be something there, but because of what it's doing to us, we're Just gonna kind of fudge it a bit. So we got a few walls. I'm leaving an entrance open. I'm gonna put a Dino Gate on this side. And this is something a little bit safer for our dinos. I didn't go very high on this because, again, I was just crafting things off the top of my head, but there is an engram in here for a Dino Gates. It is level 15. And a gateway. Oh, sorry, it's level 18. I don't know why the no-clip ones are at a much higher level. I don't know. Very strange. Alright, so we're going to make a... Oh, we have a few walls. And we're going to make a Dino Gate. And we got to get all of our mats together for that. Looks like I'm going to need more thatch. Thatch is over here. Grab some more. And make a Dino Gate. Hopefully I got enough. Got enough for a gate frame. I need some stone for it. So, let me go ahead and pull out a stack of stone. Hopefully that's enough. And make a Dino Gate. Nope. More stone. Well, this is fun. I think my inventory is too heavy. Let's see what we can drop in here. Oh, I have way too much wood in here. So now let's make our Dino Gate. You can see I'm using the search function on this to find everything I need. And you can also see how I lined up my boxes so they were easily accessible when I'm building something. So now we're gonna drop off anything that's left over. I'm hanging on to the thatch because it's pretty light. And you'll see the Dino Gate likes to snap with the fence foundation. You can do all Dino Gates around an area and not need any fence foundations, and they'll snap pretty good with other fence foundations, but now we have like a Dino Holding Pen here. And you know, again, it's not great because there is something definitely weird that I couldn't build out that direction. But we can move one or all of our guys into this little tiny pen. Just wanted to demonstrate. I would definitely make it much bigger than this. But that way, if something came on the beach and you didn't want your guys fighting it, you'd be good to go. You'd have some protection. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit crazy here. Let me go get my bird off the roof of this place. And I'm going to show you why you don't want to build in thatch. So here we go. It's not doing it now. Oh my guys, I forgot they're on neutral. Let's see, he's not attacking now, but you can see how much damage he's doing to my house. My house isn't going to survive many more hits. Now, obviously, you're not going to be running around smacking Brontos, but there are other dinos that will get close to your house, know you're in there, get annoyed, and start beating the crap out of it. Don't ask me how they know you're in there, but I've more than once had an animal come running up to my house and kill it. It killed the Triceratops, but it's not actually killing the house. You are a terrible example here. You're supposed to show everybody how you can destroy a house. Well, he's just not gonna do it for me. And I do have infinite stats turned on this bird, so it's not gonna get hurt. Let's see. Nah, it's just not going to cooperate. Well, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Look at that. It took a few swipes, but that is a large portion of my house gone. So now, why on earth would I do something like that? Well, because I'm going to go ahead and move areas and start showing you how to start progressing towards the next stage of things. And we're just going to borrow him to finish this guy's off. Let's see. Come here. There we go. Nom nom nom. Free meat. So, yeah, you can see our house just got devastated. Yeah, that was a huge dinosaur that you're not probably going to attack, but thatch is pretty darn weak. It's not something that you want to make your permanent home. So, what we're going to go ahead and do is get moving. So, I did show you a few good spots. You don't necessarily have to move at this point. If you want to stay, you like your spot, that is totally up to you. But I have decided to move. So, for the sake of this bird's weight, I'm going to just drop everything I have. And we're going to start over like we're starting out fresh. So you'll remember, I showed you a little island. Now, if you don't have a flyer yet, which you probably don't, the best way to do it is to make a raft. They're very inexpensive, and if you chose to turn on the Moby Dickless mod like I recommended, then you'll have a really great time because you won't have to worry about what happens on your raft. You can even go back to raft living if you wanted to. There's nothing wrong with that. So, now we're going to go ahead and head over to this island. Parthenax is still following me? Yes, good. And we're going to set up on the herbivore island over here. This is going to be a pain in the butt to live on because it is going to require that you have a raft that you use for transporting your dinos back and forth. But I'm choosing this because it's easy. Now, where on earth is Parthenax? Come on now, I know you're faster than that. Come on, girl. So if you remember, when I showed you the map, it's that little island off all by itself. You can see it in the distance now. But if you follow the shoreline, and you're in the southern region of the map, you will be able to find it. And it is at 8080. I know I dropped my GPS, but it is at 8080. And I lost Parthenax again. Good grief. This wyvern, I tell you. So there's a very specific reason that I'm coming to this island. Other than nothing's going to attack me and I don't have to worry about pens and all that kind of good stuff. And that's because there's a great source of metal. And I wanted to show you how to basically work your way up to the next level in this game. To metal gathering. Metal tools, all that kind of good stuff. Because I think it's, in my opinion, a little bit easier than taming the dinosaurs that are going to be your pro workers. That trike was pretty good at getting us berries, pretty good at getting wood and thatch, but he's not the best. There are dinos out there that are perfect for their tasks. And I like getting them and as soon as possible, but I know some people it's not going to be easy. They're not. The beaver and the this is first wyvern problems. The beaver and the Doedicurus are a little bit tricky to tame. Oh goodness, that bird was following me too. This is all sorts of errors here. The Anki is pretty darn easy. You don't really have to worry about taming an Anki. All you have to do is kind of keep your distance like we did with the trike. There can be plenty of running and screaming like I did with the trike, but you know, that's your prerogative. Works for me. So, let's see here. For some reason I'm having an issue with YouTube on my other screen. There we go, okay. So, let's see, this little island, if I can get this bird to land, which is never gonna happen because... Whoa, it landed! Because it's a pteranodon. This little island is the one I chose because of all of this metal along the backside. So basically, to step up your game, move to the next level, you're gonna start needing metal. And it's 2 of these little metal thingies here. Actually, we are not getting much, even with the pick. Look at that. See those little metal nodes, metal chunks? Will equal 1 ingot. So we're just going to gather as much as we can. I think I threw out everything, so I can't repair my pickaxe. That was brilliant, actually. Not really. Let's do this. No, I should have stone in there. What am I missing to repair this pickaxe? Did I already throw all the stone out of my inventory? I sure enough did. That was smooth. Okay. So if you've got a worker, you can always collect the stone. I'm just throwing it out of my inventory to save space. Now you can see I've got 13 of these lumps here. And 13, that's not much. That's not much at all. But we will have to figure out how on earth to get more. And the way to get more basically is to smelt this and make yourself a metal pick. But I went ahead and destroyed my forge, so I'm going to pull up the old trusty Ark Commander just to speed things up, make another forge. And we're going to set up just a small forging station with a bed. I'm not going to do much here yet because I really want to show you how to build something nice eventually. And that level up is driving me insane, so I'm just going to go ahead and give myself some points here. Let's go 150 on crafting. And go 130 on speed. Our commander is taking forever, 200 on health. And I know a lot of people that don't bother with melee or speed or anything like that, but I spend a lot of time on foot fighting, so I like to have it. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and just give ourselves a couple of little things. Oops. I'm going to give myself foundations, a couple of them. So, stone foundations. 3, okay. And a forge. Refining forge, there we go. Oh, and a bed too while I'm at it. Bed. There we go. And I think I can probably go ahead and change gamma back. But we'll do that in a minute. Just realized it's still pretty high. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my refining forge here. On this end. I'm going to put a bed here, since this is my new home, and I want to be able to spawn here. And, you know what? No, I'm going to put it right here, I think. That's good. That gives me plenty of room. So, put the metal on, put the wood on, light it, and over time it's going to start turning those into ingots. Now the first thing we need to make is the smithy. So you remember that was level 20, and basically it requires 5 metal ingots. That's going to take up most of what we got. After that, so we can make metal a little bit faster, we're going to want to learn how to make the pick, and that requires only 1 metal ingot. So it should turn out that after we've made our smithy, we've got everything we need to make a pick. Which I realize now, dropping all of my hide and everything was really dumb because now I don't have any to craft. That was narcotic. There we go. So lots of resources here. But you can see about what we're getting out of rocks. Just using our little regular tools here. It's not great. And now we're going to make a couple more. What else do we need for our smithy? Here we go. We need metal ingots. That's all we need. 1 more metal ingot and we're good to go for our smithy. You see this charcoal is very valuable. It does get in your way sometimes, but hang on to it. If you can. I usually just make a storage box for it. So here we go. We've got a smithy. This is excellent. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the smithy just right here next to the forge. Whenever I place these, I try to place forge and smithy hand in hand. And the reason is because when you've got several hundred ingots smelting and you need to move them over to your smithy to make a big project, it's not always great if you're not right next to it. So now we're going to go into the weapons thing. So here, let's maybe back out. Weapons, melee, and here's our tool. You can also search for pick and it would show up too doing that. Now we have our metal pickaxe. And I'm going to take the Pteranodon and I'm going to go back up and show you what the metal pickaxe can do on a rock versus the stone one. So here we go. Land, Pteranodon, land. Alright. There we go. So now we have quite a bit more metal, which is good, because that means we can start making ourselves a metal hatchet. And a metal hatchet is quite a bit more expensive to make. Let's go ahead and pull up hatchet. Then a pickaxe. It's 8 ingots. So we're going to go ahead and learn how to make that. And then we'll be able to gather stone to actually start building our base in stone. Now you can do wood if you prefer wood. If you're living somewhere safe like this, go right ahead. Wood is a lot easier to do if you're not living here, or if you just like the aesthetics of stone, do stone. Also, I've seen some videos comparing the insulation, so if you have temperature problems, pay attention to what kind of material you're using. Look up the insulation comparisons. I won't get into them here because I'm still a little bit unsure. I believe stone is better at keeping you warm, but don't quote me on that. So we're gonna get a nice metal hatchet now. Let's see if this is ready. It's not. So let's see. I think 72 should be some metal ingots. Oops, I did that wrong. 10, 1, 0. Okay. Nope, that was GPS. Now I'm stuck with that one. Okay. Well, we'll just wait it out. But we'll go ahead and, while that's smelting, we'll start talking about building. So, basically, up until now, you've been using maybe your low B dinos to help you get some materials to build your buildings. Maybe you're living in thatch, maybe you're living in wood. But it's been taking a really long time by hand and with these dinos to really get what you want. So let's talk about the starter worker animals. Obviously there's the animals that everybody loves, you know, the raptors. Raptors are great. They will keep you super safe. They're a great hunting pack. They'll keep you supplied in meat. Early on I found, when I first started, it was harder for me to keep meat eaters fed than it was for me to keep veggie eaters fed. But that might also be because of the way I do things. And nowadays I'd say it's a lot less painful to feed meat eaters than veggie eaters. Though really and truly, it's just about the same. So, what I am doing is I am heading to a spot on the island where I know these animals spawn. They spawn throughout the map. I'm just sort of heading to the areas I like to go to pick them up. So, we're going to just go have a look at these guys. We aren't going to attempt to tame them, but we're going to show you what they are, what they're called, what they do. None over here. Let's check at the top of the mountain. At least maybe I can show you an Anki. Hopefully. That's a Giga. Hello, Giga. And a T-Rex. There will be nothing up here alive. You can see at the top of this mountain there's good resources. Lots of metal, crystal, and a Giga! Not something you want to see. Trust me on that one. Alright. So no Ankies at the top. Ah, but here's one of our workers that we want. This little guy here. This guy is a Dodicarus. Level 6. So he's kind of a crappy one, but what they do is they get stone like you would not believe. They are beautiful creatures. So you get them a nice saddle, you can ride them around, come up to a rock, tail swing on the rock, and you have got yourself a ton of stone. They are also going to have a higher base carry weight than you are, so that makes them very, very nice for this. So let's come on in here, and we're going to talk about the next animal. And I did show this in one of my videos already. The beaver. Hello, beautiful. So, the beaver is excellent at wood gathering, as you would imagine. They just run up to trees, you hit your attack button, and they nom 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 nom. Get you tons and tons of wood. Again, they're going to have a higher base carry weight than you. Unless you've gone crazy and put all your points into weight, there's still probably going to be close to that, if not higher. And they have a reduced weight, just like the Dodicarus. That's something I should have mentioned. On the Dodicarus, stone only weighs, a sack of stone that would normally weigh 50 pounds in your inventory. I think it's 50. Let's find out. Stone is F2, okay. Yeah, okay, that's only, there we go, 50 pounds. On a Dodicarus, this only weighs 12.5 pounds. Now, for a beaver, wood only weighs half. So you're getting a reduced weight, normally 50 pounds for a stack of wood that you'd be able to carry. So even if your carry weight is the same as the beaver's, that beaver is still going to be able to do a lot more than you can do. Simply because of the reduced weight, carry weight. And beavers are a pain in the butt to tame, but they are definitely worth it for a starter dino. So let's go ahead and talk about the next dino. Let's see, since there weren't any there, I'm gonna check over here for them. These are the dinos that I recommend you try to get ASAP. Is those two dinos. Now, when you're getting into the metal age and you're like, why do I need to worry about metal? Let me show you some of these engrams here that require metal. So it starts off here, I think, with the crossbow as your first weapon, and that's gonna last you a while. So let me look it up. Crossbow. It requires 7 metal ingots. Now this crossbow is going to be your best friend for taming until you hit a point where you can start making tons of bullets and guns, because then you're going to want the rifle. The long neck rifle is going to be your next step after that. And there are trank darts that do a lot more torpor than the trank arrows. But again, the rifle is going to cost you a lot more, so that's going to be sort of a metal age item that you're going to get. So, and there's so many more metal items that you can make. Lots of guns, lots of bullets. If you like doing stuff like I do, cooking pots, industrial cooker, industrial forge to make your metals melt faster. Fridges, electricity, generators, all the good stuff comes from metal. So you're going to eventually need lots of it. So, let's see here. I forgot I pulled away. I was looking for an Allosaurus. See if I can find one. If there isn't one here, I know of another spot they spawn. Just seeing an Allosaurus. There's one. So this guy, he can come after the Doedicurus and the beaver. Honestly, the Doedicurus and the beaver are just going to make your lives and your building in stone a lot simpler. This guy right here. This is your metal buddy. He has a reduced weight on metal. He's also excellent at gathering obsidian. He does not have a reduced weight on that. And flint. So when he hits a rock, he's going to get stone and flint, but he's going to get a lot more flint than you can get by hand. And he is a good little buddy to have. Now, the disadvantage of the Ankylosaurus is if you aren't taming him on a mountaintop like this or back on that island that we're living on now, they are very heavy to carry with some of the smaller starter flyers. Like these guys over here, these RGs, can carry a beaver. I think they can carry a Doedicurus too. Don't quote me on that. But these guys are excellent starter mounts. So your Pteranodon is going to be your speed mount. These guys here, they're pretty good at combat. So is the Pteranodon, honestly. Once you get classic flyers on, you can see he does a bit of damage with that barrel roll. You hit C to barrel roll on them. But these guys can carry your worker animals to you for you to and fro. So if you need to move to a high resource area, or say you tame one somewhere else and you want to move it back home, you got one of these guys and you have them pick them up, carry them around for you. So it's right click on them to pick up on these RGs, and we'll be showing you how to, or I'll be showing you how to tame one of these guys later. I'm not showing you how to do a Pteranodon because my first video I showed you just how easy it is to tame them. Punch, or bola, punch, feed it meat. It's super duper easy. So the RGs are a little bit trickier. But now we're going to go back to our house and we're going to see our metal should be done. Long flight. I'm used to living on this side of the island. Let's see. That's why I know that side slightly better than I do the other. Flying over the dreaded swamps. So, something you need to watch, you see the stamina meter on my bird is going down. I thought I had infinite stats on, but evidently it's not. It's in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You need to watch your stamina, because if you run out of stamina, you will drop like a rock from the sky, and it won't always be in a good place. In fact, it's usually in a terrible place. Over the ocean, you know, above an alpha raptor, it's not good. You gotta be really careful with this. So, this bird was bred and hand-raised by me on another server. And he actually was one of my rejects, but I brought him over. Because he's actually a pretty good pteranodon. But yeah, so, yeah, you can see here all the breeding I've done. I wasn't sure when I transferred it over if it would show the bloodlines, but it sure does. So there we go. Alright. So now we should have our metal done. And we can go ahead and make ourselves an axe. Axe. Oh, right, it's called hatchet. I always forget. I always think, I guess, too much 7 Days to Die. Axe and pickaxe. There we go. Hatchet. Now, there's a few other things that I like to make in the beginning. You've seen how terrible these spears are. There's something I really love called a pike. And it's a bit pricey, but in my opinion, totally worth it. Because it's not going to break like your spears are going to. So, I'm just going to come in here, search pike, craft myself one, and drop all these crappy tools. There we go. So now we have a pike. So, how good is the pike? There's a Phiomia. Let's find out. So I forgot I don't have floating numbers on, but you can see it's killing that Phiomia pretty fast. Now if I were to try to do that with the other things, so they would have broken several times, I would have gone through at least a stack of them, and it would not have been good. So it makes life a lot easier when you're just getting started to have a nice metal pike. Now your tools do deteriorate. You can see here the condition on this is what is it at? Okay, 38 of 40 durability. And eventually they will break. Fear not. You can repair them at your trusty workbench when they're broken or when they're close to being broken, and it will cost less than making a new one. So repair your tools. It's good. Don't just throw them out when they break. Now, as for the crossbow, I don't know if I still have enough resources for this. I might. Let's find out. Not enough fiber, I don't think. No, not quite. So let's go get a little bit more fiber. There is an excellent tool for getting fiber as well called the sickle. And that's another metal tool. No, is it? Oh, there we go. I can't spell. Right there. That's at level 30, so it's a little bit up there. More so than the other tools. A little bit more expensive too. But I like to learn it too, because sometimes I just need fiber, and I don't want to get one of the animals for it. Now, there are excellent animals for fiber. You have lots of choices when it comes to that. But I will talk about that another day. So, let's go ahead and make ourselves a crossbow. We're going to throw out our old crappy primitive bow. and replace it with our new shiny crossbow, because that's going to make taming a heck of a lot easier. So, we've got tools. They're gathering resources way faster than our old primitive tools. We've got our basic weaponry. What next? Well, in the next video, I think I'm going to cover taming some of those worker animals that I really like, and just maybe setting up a little base. And I'll probably do like I did with the last one and just go ahead and gather offline, so you all aren't stuck watching me sit and gather. But if I do tame some of those animals, I may just show you the difference between what it's like via hand and what it's like with the animal doing it. So, we'll see. Alrighty, I want to thank you all for joining, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Take care, and I hope to see you next time.